Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to make a video kind of just talking about how my year has been. One of my friends commented a couple of months ago that she had noticed a huge change in me. She was like, Radhika, you've really matured a lot. And I was like, wait a minute, I have matured a lot. I have grown a lot. And I think that change is not just something friends have noticed, but my family have also noticed it. I think I have noticed it myself. I was thinking, because I'm turning 21 next month, why not reflect on experiences I've had and lessons I've learned to hopefully help people that are maybe like coming up with New Year's resolutions, or maybe you're just starting uni or you're halfway through uni and you just want to hear someone be super open and honest. And I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get started. So I was thinking about this, and I think for most people, 5 main priorities exist: work, friends, family, love from a partner, and health. I was just thinking that out of all of these things, there's only one thing that's permanent, and that's work. No matter what, you'll always have to work. You're never always going to have friends. You're never always going to have family, health, or love from a partner. I think with hustle culture, and especially as university students, you're like always so focused on work that it can feel like there's no time for anything else. But I think something I have realized is that it's really important to make time for things outside of work. Otherwise, you kind of end up being consumed by it, and it can get to that stage where it's just toxic. I think the second thing I've learned this year is in relation to friendships. So I'm now 20, I'm turning 21 in pretty much 28, 29 days. And I feel like I've outgrown certain friendships. And I feel really bad for saying that, but I think it's true. I think people don't talk about it enough. Like, my parents will talk about it, but my parents are a lot older. I think people my own age, we never talk about the fact that you tend to outgrow friendships because people's priorities change. Like at this stage of my life, I'm thinking about my graduation. I'm thinking about like where I want my career to go. I'm thinking about who I want to spend the rest of my life with. I'm thinking about, okay, well, friends as well. Like, do I really align with this person? I have always struggled to make friends, and I've been lonely for a large part of my childhood. And I know, genuinely, I can say this from the bottom of my heart, I know what it feels like to not have friends. And I also know what it feels like to have toxic friendships. I've realized that some people I can be friends with for socializing. Like if I want to go on a night out with someone, there are certain friends that I have that are so fun to party with, they're so fun to go out with. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that person is always going to show up for me the way I need them to. And that's okay. I think I've realized it's good to have friends who like fit into certain categories, and those categories might not necessarily overlap, and that's completely fine. Like, I'm sure maybe a lot of you realize that as well. If you're part of different societies in your uni, the friends you have in those societies might not get along as well with the friends you have on your course, and that's completely fine. I think when I was younger, I used to really struggle with that. I used to be like, okay, no, I have all of these friends and everyone needs to get along with each other, and I'm the mutual link, but there might not be mutual interests between these people, and I've started to realize that that's okay. I love to love, and when I'm in love, it's crazy the things love makes you do. I've also realized that it's really important to be careful with who you share your love with. Sadly, I think sometimes people don't appreciate how much love you have for them, and I think it's not something to blame someone for. I think often you can forget that everyone is like going through their own shit. I think for myself, I sometimes have like always struggled with the idea that I've never really had a relationship and I've never met someone I feel like truly gets me. And that's really hard when you see friends who are like in relationships and they've got everything going on for them. And it's like, I love that for you, but I want that too. I think something that I really want to do is I want to stop chasing love. Like, I've always noticed that when I'm not looking for anything, I'm sort of very content with my life, that's when someone comes in. I find that when I sort of let my guard down and I'm like, okay, I think I can be with this person, I think I can trust them, then they switch up. From my own personal experience, I feel like I sometimes have a tendency to attach a lot of my sense of self-worth to being in a relationship. Having just come out of my first relationship, I think I can say that that's not a good thing, because the problem with doing that is you often end up losing sight of your goals. So I think a goal of mine for next year is that I don't want to attach my sense of self-worth to a relationship. I think it's important that I, at least until I'm done my final exam, I'm not in a relationship, because I would hate that a month before my final somebody breaks up with me and then it completely derails my progress. I don't want that. I'm sitting right now in my flat and it's silent, and I love that. When I go out now and I go for walks, I don't listen to music all the time. I sometimes just let myself listen to the sounds around me, and that's really important because a lot of my work is online, not only in terms of my job but also in terms of my work, like my uni work. If you're constantly online and you're constantly watching online lectures, watching YouTube videos, watching content on our phones, listening to music, wearing noise cancelling headphones, like all of that over time can get very chaotic. I feel like I wasn't really giving my brain a break for a huge part of this year. It feels like only in the last couple of weeks I've been really giving my brain a break. I've been trying to not use Spotify as much. I've been trying to not use YouTube as much. It's allowed me to just sit quietly. Like, I've been trying to read and I haven't read in a long time, like, being very honest. Sitting in silence, like, there's something so beautiful about sitting in silence, and I'm really started to appreciate that. And I would highly encourage that after you watch this video, then just sit in silence for 5 minutes and just sit with your thoughts. I think sometimes we're so scared to sit with our thoughts because if you're someone like me and you can overthink, but sitting quietly, there's something very cathartic with being able to sit and reflect and think about, okay, well, I can improve on this, but I did this well. Just another thing I've learned this year. I've noticed a very stark difference in me when I'm not eating as much, when I'm not drinking enough water, when I'm not taking my vitamins, versus me when I'm actually eating consistently, when I'm, drinking enough water, when I'm even emotionally staying healthy by speaking to friends, by going for walks, by just doing things that make me happy. I've realized that one thing I really like to do is I love to enjoy my own company. Like, I love my company. I love myself. I am such an incredible person, and that's something that I need to continuously tell myself. I think if you're someone who often gets too caught up in work, like I do sometimes, it's very easy to be like, oh, it's fine, I'll just eat my meal at 4 p.m. I'll just eat my lunch at 4 p.m. Or with placement, a lot of the times I noticed I wasn't really eating consistently, and that was seriously impacting my mood and my energy. I've also recognized the importance of good sleep. I think for a huge part of 2024, my sleep was very bad. My sleep schedule was awful, and I often was then struggling to cope with my uni work because I was tired. I think another thing is it's really important to take care of your skin and your hair. My hair has not been cut in months, and I can feel how that makes me feel. It doesn't make me feel good. Or I haven't, put a face mask on and done nothing in a very long time. I haven't waxed my legs in a long time. I've just realized that doing those little things, it makes me feel good about myself. And when I feel good about myself, then I'm less likely to attach my sense of self-worth to what other people think of me. In general, my sort of overall view of 2024 is that it's taught me a lot. I think the fact that I can confidently say I have matured a lot is something I'm really proud of. I've done some really cool things. I've literally worked at one of the most prestigious sporting events in the world. I've made new friends. I've been on dates. I've learned a lot about myself, and that's a really, really, really beautiful thing, and no one can take away from those experiences. And I'm going to continue doing those things when I'm ready for them and when they come my way. So on that note, I want to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. Please stay safe, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye.